Hello, everyone. Today, I'm very honored to be with Professor Allan Young, a visionary in terms of research fields regarding affective disorder. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to start with my first question regarding early career psychiatrists. What advice would you give to psychiatrists that are starting out or maybe at the end of their residency, they want to maybe insert themselves into the research field?
Okay, well, that's a great question. Thank you very much. First thing is that academic work is something that I think every psychiatrist should feel that that belongs to them. So we obviously have academic psychiatrists who do it full time, but even if you're a busy clinician, you can have an interest in academic psychiatry. So I think for trainees, the first thing is really to understand the evidence and how the evidence arises. And that's evidence-based medicine, evidence-based psychiatry. Thinking about how you can critically appraise papers and also do systematic reviews. Systematic reviews are quite accessible. I mean, they're hard work, but if you've got access to a library and a computer and so on, you can usually do it with colleagues. And I think every academic journey, every research journey starts with a systematic review because you understand where you are and where you're going to. There's two other points I'd like to make to trainees. One is that you should probably choose a supervisor or a group that fits for you. And so, so people think we've got to do a particular area or whatever, but I think the human aspect is extremely important. And the other thing is that, psychiatry and science is a human activity, so it's prone to fashion. So some things which are suddenly, very fashionable, a bit like, if you think about fashion and flares maybe in, and then they'll go out and then they'll come back. But there are fundamental issues in psychiatry that are really quite big. And think about your clinical work and think about the research and the work together. So if you see a particular clinical group, then you may want to think about, I want to think about ways of researching a factor. I think for trainees, it's a really exciting time because there's so many new changes coming. There's the whole digital approach, there's new modalities of treatment, and all of these allow for research to advance much more quickly. But I think the fundamentals of being a psychiatrist, of being someone who looks after people with mental disorder, are going to remain. So I think I would encourage trainees to stay in the game and to engage with the changes and really to try and enjoy their career as much as possible.
It's a very precious insight, and like you said, there are so many novelties in psychiatry. How to manage that?
There's this whole business of 5,000 papers being published a day and so on and so forth. Sometimes I think that almost induces ADHD in us, where we have a new result coming, a new result coming. But remember, science is rarely changed by one particular experiment or one particular trial. I mean, that may have been true in the past for some things with Einstein and his theory of special relativity and so on. But for most of us, even a big trial will need replication. And that's why evidence-based medicine is so important. So very often we see in the papers that there's an indication of, say, a new treatment for dementia. And then when you look at it, you think, well, I mean, sometimes it's not even in humans, it's in mice. Sometimes it's a small study and it needs to be replicated. So I think knowledge of the evidence-based medicine process, which is fundamentally about science. Science is asking tough questions and having critical scrutiny. And I think that's really the guiding principle for us. And all of the stuff that comes in with all of these papers will eventually be synthesized into reviews and so on. So I think that's important. Think about the big picture.